Hello viewers, welcome to Lessons with Philip. And today we want to concentrate on the laws of surds, the rules of surds. Now follow me, okay? Now, law one is the multiplication law of surd. The multiplication law of surds, which says when we have surd A multiplied by surd B, it is equivalent to surd of A times B, which is the same thing as AB. Okay, surd of AB. For example, if we have to multiply surd 2 multiplied by surd 3, this is equivalent to surd of 2 times 3, and that is surd 6. Please take note. When you are multiplying same surds, it will be equivalent to the real number of the surd. For example, if you have to multiply surd A multiplied by surd A, this will give you A. For example, if you have to multiply surd 2 multiplied by surd 2, that will give you 2. Okay, let's go to number 2, the law 2, which is known as the additional law of surds. The additional law of surds, which says when we have A surd B plus C surd B, the law says it is equivalent to A plus C surd B. Take note, you can only add surds together when they contain similar surds. Okay, now for example, when you have 2 surd 3 plus 5 surd 3, this is equivalent to 2, the coefficient, you had the coefficient together, plus 5 surd 3, which is equivalent to 7 surd 3. For example, if you have to add 2 surd 3 plus 5 surd 2, you cannot add the surd. Why? Because it does not contain similar surds. You can only add surds if they contain the same surd. Okay? Now, please take notes. Another thing you need to take note is that surd A surd B plus C surd B is not the same thing as A plus C into bracket B plus B. Or let me put it like this, that you have surd A plus surd B is not the same thing as A plus B. Please take note. Just the way you can multiply any surd, you can add any surd. So if, for example, if you have to add surd 2 plus surd 3, you can't say this is the same thing as surd of 2 plus 3. It is not the same. You can only add surds if they contain the same surd. If this is surd 3 plus surd 3, now you can say this is now equivalent to 2 surd 3. Take note, you can only add surds when they are the same. Note, please note that. Okay, now the third law is about the subtraction law of surd, law 3. That is the subtraction law of surds. And the subtraction law of surd says that when we have A surd B minus C surd B, it is equivalent to A minus C surd B. Take for instance, if you have to subtract, e.g., if you have to subtract 5 surd 2 minus 3 surd 2, this is equal to 5 minus 3 surd 2. And 5 minus 3 will give you 2 surd 2. Note again, note that you can only subtract surds that contain similar surds. For example, if you have surd A minus surd B is not the same thing as surd of A minus B. Take note. For example, surd 2 minus surd 3 is not the same thing as surd of 2 minus 3. Take note. Okay? Now, if I'm asked to subtract these two surds, I can't deal with them because they are not similar. Okay? Now, the fourth law of surd, which says law 4, which is known as the divisional law of surd. Divisional law of surds. Okay? Now, the divisional law of surd says when we have B divided by surd A, for example, the law says this is the same thing as B surd A over A. How do we get this? What we do is, when you have a surd as the denominator, you rationalize that surd by multiplying both the numerator and the denominator by that denominator. For example, if I'm given 2 over surd 3, if I'm asked to simplify this, what I would do is to multiply both the numerator by the denominator, okay, and the denominator by the denominator. So whatever you have at the denominator, we multiply both the numerator and the denominator. And this will now give us, this will give me 2 times surd 3 will give me 2 surd 3. Surd 3 times surd 3 will give me surd 9. And this will also be equivalent to 2 surd 3. Square root of 9 will give me 3. Okay, we'll deal with this later when we go into the rationalization of surd. Don't forget, the divisional law of surd is also known as the rationalization of surd. Okay, now this divisional law of surd still tells us that we can have another form whereby we have surd of A divided by B. The law says this is the same as surd of A divided by surd of B. Same thing in mathematics when you are given square root of 2 over 4. This is the same thing as square root of 2 over square root of 4, and this is the same thing as square root of 2 over 2. Okay? Now, same thing is happening in surd. Okay? Now, when you have this is the same thing as surd of AB over B. Okay? We just use this method to simplify this. What do? You multiply both your numerator and your denominator by your denominator. Okay? Surd A multiplied by surd B will give me surd of AB. Surd B times surd B will give me B, because they are the same surd. Don't forget, when you have the same surd, it gives you a singular digit of that surd. Okay? Do you get it? That's why this will be this. Okay? All right? If you have gotten this perfectly, kindly like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel because this will be a motivation for me. All right? Now, in our coming videos, we'll deal with how do we multiply surds, how do we add surds, how do we subtract surds, and how do we rationalize surd when we have surd as the denominator. How do we deal with them? In our coming videos, we'll deal with all this. That's why you need to press the notification button so that you follow these classes. Thank you so much. Bye.